Hello again. So today I will talk a little about MIDI and especially some basic MIDI functions like MIDI sort, MIDI disable sort, MIDI get PPQ from pause keyN or time, and also insert note. I will divide this topic about MIDI in multiple videos so it don't get so long. So in the next video I will talk a little bit more about a more advanced MIDI function that you will need to know more about MIDI. And it is the MIDI get all events and MIDI set all events. These functions, the benefits of using these functions is that they are really more fast than inserting notes or changing CCs or inserting CCs. They are the fastest function to modify MIDI inside Reaper, but they are much more harder to use. And in the third video I will talk a bit more about MIDI get recent input events. So I will show how to a script can get the incoming MIDI messages and use it inside the script. So I will divide this MIDI topic in 3 videos. They probably won't be in sequence, so you maybe need to jump some video ahead to see some of these MIDI videos. Okay, so now let's start making our own MIDI function or our own MIDI script. So first I will open here a blank MIDI, and in this video I will make a random melody generator. It will be really simple, a simple thing. So first thing, I will go to the MIDI editor section on the actions list, and I will create a new script, and I will call it first I need to save it in somewhere, right? So aulas, video classes, let's say MIDI generator.lua. MIDI classes, MIDI melody generator. Okay, so we have our IDE open here. Okay, let's start our script with a user settings area. So in this area, the user will select the notes that can be randomly choose, but I want also to enable to the user put a sequence of notes as is a melody. So for example, the user can put notes like this, like the note 60, or the note which will be the note 60 using MIDI notes would be C4, or note 62 would be D4. And he also can put sequence like 61 and 60, and I don't know, many things he can put. I have here an example of a table that I already like. So notes and these values, which are kind of a normal thing. So like 61, 60 would be D flat C, and D, E flat, C, G, and B3, C, G, G, D, and so on and so forth. And now the user can select also rhythms, and rhythms goes to a table and with tables inside it. So the user can have rhythms inside it, like 116 would be 116 note, and 1/4 would be a 1/4 note. So people will prefer to put this as whole notes as I am putting. So this one would be a whole note, But other people would prefer to put this as quarter notes values. So quarter note would be equal to 1. So this would be 1, and this would be 1/4 of 1/4 note, and this as a whole note would be 4th, but I am putting this as whole notes. So I am putting these values. For example, let me copy here. So a sequence of 16 notes. So ta 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 ta, and 8 notes like ta 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 ta. Quarter notes tam tam tam, and 1/8 note followed by 2 16 notes. So ta 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 ta. And what the script will do as each loop that it will insert a rhythm, it will look if it have some sequence already. If have, it will follow the sequence, but if not, it will select one of them. So for example, if it selected this last one, then it will use this as the sequence, and then it would add the first rhythm, then it would on the next loop add the second one, on the next loop add the third one, on the next loop it would search for a new sequence that could be the same one. And also, last thing that the user can set on this small script is the number of notes being added. Let's put like 1000 notes. So these are the settings that the user have, and under it let's put a function table copy and pass t to it, and so this function will return a copy of a table. So for example, if the script select this sequence of notes to generate the melody, what the script will do is always select the first one, so 69, and at the end of the loop delete the 69, and then get on the next loop it will get the first one again, which will be 60, delete it, on the next loop 67, delete it, and the next loop select another table. But we can't delete on these tables just here, because then we would erase the user information. So we are each time we are getting one of these tables, we are making a copy of it. So it's a really simple function. So it is also a shallow copy. It's not a deeper copy that would copy tables inside tables. So for now, you can look what is a deeper copy if you want, but for now this shallow copy will be enough. So for kv in pairs t do and return t2. So this is a k and v loop that will go through all the things that we have on the table t, and we're gonna say that table 2 with the same key have the same value. So we are basically making a table that is exactly the same, and returning this new table that we just created. Okay, so now we can make the script. Okay, so here we're gonna start to make our script, and there is multiple ways that you can achieve this. Well, let's start the way I am thinking of doing it. So local, select here, local proj equals to 0, and then we're gonna get our MIDI editor, because the user can have multiple MIDI editor open, and we want the active one. So MIDI editor equals to MIDI editor get active, and then we don't pass nothing to it. Next thing it wants is the take. So the take that we're gonna use is this one here, MIDI editor and num takes this function, and then we say the MIDI editor, and the take we want to edit and set true. I will put it as global just for now, just to show you something. So take equals to take equals to this one 032D, and if I change the selected take, you can see it changes to, and even though both are being editable, as you can see with the locker here, so 0 you get this one that we are inserting notes to. So we say go back to here the local. And okay, we're gonna edit this take now. So first thing, I will create two tables. These tables will hold the values that we are selecting. For example, if we select this sequence of notes, then I want to hold all the three values until I use all of them. For example, if I select this one, I want to add the note 69. Then on the next loop, I want to add the note 60, and the next loop, the note 67. And for that, I make copies using our function of this table. And I am always getting the first value and deleting it. So I will get the 69, delete it. On the next loop, get the first, that will be the 60, use it, delete it. And in the next loop, 67, use it, delete it. On the next loop, there won't be anything inside this table, so it will get a randomly again from the options. So local, then we create two tables, so cell pitch and cell rhythms equals to table and table, both clean tables, and local. Now we're gonna put the position that we're gonna start pasting first in PPQ. So PPQ, if you don't know, are ticks for ticks per quarter note, or pulses per quarter note. Each MIDI take have one tick. Normally it's 960. You can see this going on MIDI item properties, and you can see the properties inside it. So it have one MIDI event, the length of it, and the ticks per quarter note equals to 960. Some people that can have different values for this, so we are not presuming, and of course we are not changing, and of course we are not in fiddling with this ourselves. We are calling functions for this. Actually, if you go to the famous website and search for get PPQ, you'll see many functions. So now, as you may think, okay, but we are inserting the notes in PPQ. Actually, the function that we're gonna use to insert the notes is called MIDI insert note. And if you look to, it will need a take and booleans, okay, but at some point it will want the position to be added, and it is in PPQ positions, and the end position is also in PPQ. So we'll need to count and consider the PPQ, but the rhythms are being set in whole notes. So then we need to have both values. So let's have another variable here called poscan, and this will be counting the position of the notes in quarter notes, and quarter notes are considering the project. So for example, here would be at the fifth quarter note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is in key N, in quarter notes, and the quarter notes are per projects and not per takes. So we can say here we have the position in PPQ that we start, and it is 0, and we want now in quarter notes. So get PPQ, we want now get key N from project quarter note. So get PPQ position. No. We want get project quarter notes from PPQ position. It's always a bit confusing. So we paste here. So it wants the take that we are messing with. So it's the take, and the PPQ position will be pos. At the start, pos key n will be equal to the same position of this, because we are using this function to get the ppq position from this take. Okay, so now we're gonna start our loop. So for I equals to 0 until the number of nodes that we're gonna add. So I have here a variable called number of nodes. So number of nodes less 1, do end. And here we want that function to insert nodes. And here we want to add at the take. We also want it selected, each node be selected. So I will say false. We don't need to be selected. Muted, false. The start position. So start. We'll say start pp key pos. Then we're gonna resolve it later. Then end pp key pos. We're gonna resolve it later again. The channel, so let's say channel 0 because it's equal to channel 1. Then the pitch that we're gonna resolve later. Velocity you're gonna resolve later. And last one, if you are sorting each node as you are inserting. So we're gonna say false, we are not sorting. This is really important to run your script the fastest way as possible. So as it is not in sorting per loop, let's put here at the end reaper.midi sort, and we say take. So at the end of the loop, we are sorting it. And this is really important if you are not sorting by as you insert. And at the before the start of the loop, we're going to disable the sort. The reason we do this, put the disable sort to sort it again, and then disable it also on the function, is to run it as fast as possible. And if you want to insert things like 10,000 nodes, this is the fastest way to do this. So now let's resolve the things that we must. First thing, we need to address copying this table. So if cell hashtag cell pitch, so the numbers of keys inside cell pitch equals to 0, then end. So this will see if there is something inside cell pitch. If there is nothing, then cell pitch equals to table copy, and then we say we're gonna copy nodes, but we don't want to copy the nodes table. We're gonna copy a table inside it, one of these. So nodes, and the key will be randomly math.random. I'm gonna pass here nodes to count the nodes. So here it is selecting randomly one key of nodes and passing it to our table copy function, which is missing this. And this will return a copy of it at the cell pitch. Let's do exactly the same thing. For rhythms. So cell rhythms equals to 0, then cell rhythms equals to table copy of rhythms and rhythms. So copying this one. So this should be alright. And now let's see these variables. So let's start with velocity, will be something fun. So local velocity, we could set a fixed value like 60, but let's do like 20 plus math random, and let's put some value like 40. So this is between 20 and like 60. And now let's pick the pitch first. So local pitch equals to cell pitch, and we're gonna pick the first value. So it will always pick the first value, and at the end of the loop it will remove it, table.remove. So cell pitch and the Q1. So it is picking the first one at the end of the loop deleting, and then it will pass the other as to be the first, deleting it. Then this will be the first, deleting it. Then on the next loop, it will select once again another table because it will pass to this part of the code. So okay, now let's address the start position. So local, oops, I played. So start key position will be equal to pos. So it will start at 0, and the end position we need to add our rhythm selected. So local rhythm equals to cell rhythms 1, and here we're gonna also delete it, table.remove cell rhythms and 1, same thing that we did with pitch, but this here is getting the rhythm in whole notes, and this end PPK position wants in quarter notes. Sorry, it wants in PPQ. So for now we're gonna say poscan equals to poscan plus rhythm. But remember, poscan is in quarter notes, and the rhythm that we are getting here is in whole notes. If you want, you could make this all in quarter notes. So a quarter note would be a 1, half note like this would be 2, 8 notes would be half, and here 16 notes would be 1/4. If you prefer like this, you do like this, so it will be less conversion that you need to do on the code. But I like to type whole notes values, so I like to type my 16 notes as 16 notes. But if you prefer this notation, do it like this and adapt as you need. So let me go back. Okay, so so poscan equals to poscan plus rhythm, but rhythm, as I said, is in whole note, and here is in quarter note. So one whole note, if it's selected, for example, a quarter note in whole notes values, it would be 1/4. But in quarter notes values, 1/4 of a whole note is just a 1. So here we need to multiply by 4. Okay. So this will make whole notes be quarter notes. Plus poscan. So NPPKey position will be, now we can go to our famous website and search for get ppkey pos, and we're gonna see here get ppkey position from project quarter notes, and we're gonna pass here this, pass the take, and pass the project quarter notes. Okay, so just to clarify, if you instead of using this in whole notes, you use it as quarter notes, as I talked earlier, you don't need to add this multiplication because it will be already in quarter notes values. But as I prefer in whole notes, I am using this. So poscan equals to this, and ppq position equals to take at position kn. Okay, seems alright. Okay, and now that we get the end of our ppkey position, we just need to make pos equals to end ppkey pos. This will be for updating the position for the next loop. So let me just organize this better. Let me put this as position, velocity. As the code gets more complex, it's good to subdivide in more places, not that this one needs. Sorry, let me erase everything in this take and let's save it. As you can see, running the script generate a melody, so I will listen it now.